We absolutely love to define ourselves with these neat little labels. But what if your personality isn't some fixed box you're stuck in? What if it's more like a dynamic living map? Well, today we're going to explore a really powerful framework that's all about growth, not just sticking you in a category. I mean, it's the biggest question out there, right? Who are you? Really? When you strip away the job title, your hobbies, even your relationships, who are you deep down at your core? Oh, come on, we've all done it. You take those quizzes online, you get your four-letter code, maybe you find out your spirit animal, and for a second it feels like, yes, that's me. But that feeling, it doesn't always last, does it? Because pretty soon those labels start to feel way too small, just too rigid for how complex we actually are as human beings. And that's what leads us to this personality puzzle. It's that feeling of frustration, being put in a box or even trying to squeeze yourself into one, when deep down you know there is so much more going on inside. So this is where our guide for today, an Italian psychiatrist named Roberto Assagioli, steps in. He basically warned that if we get too hung up on these kinds of classifications, they can actually get in the way of our growth. He was convinced there had to be a better, more, organic way to understand who we are. And so, what did he do? He went and created one. Assagioli developed this incredible system called psychosynthesis. And the whole point isn't about slapping on more labels. It's about giving you a totally different kind of map, a map that charts the fundamental energies that make you, well, you. Okay, so here's the core idea behind psychosynthesis. It's this. We're not just one type. Not at all. Instead, think of yourself as a unique blend of these universal energies. And our big life task? It's to bring all of those energies into harmony, kind of like an orchestra, all guided by our wisest, highest self. So these 7 symbols you see here, they represent the core energies that flow through every single one of us, just in different combinations. We're talking about things like will and love, which we're going to dive into, but also others like beauty and science. The real key here isn't figuring out which box you fit into. Nope, it's all about understanding how these different energies are playing out and interacting inside of you. But, okay, here's where it gets really fascinating. Assagioli identified this little psychological quirk he called hypercompensation. What is that? Well, it's when we overemphasize a quality precisely because, deep down, we feel like we don't have it. Just think about Nietzsche for a second, a naturally sensitive guy who created this whole philosophy of overwhelming power. Or Tolstoy, a man with huge appetites who ended up championing non-resistance and even celibacy. You can see how this makes just slapping a simple type on someone pretty much impossible. All right, so to really get a feel for how this map works, let's zoom in and explore 3 of these fundamental energies in a bit more detail. Let's start with the first one. First up, we have the will type, and its symbol is this simple, really powerful circle. It's all about focus, purpose, and that direct expression of the self. So what does this energy actually look like when it's in action? Well, it's about decisive leadership. It's about being able to see the big picture. People who have a lot of this will energy, they tend to prioritize efficiency, maybe over feelings. They've got a super sharp sense of justice, and believe me, they are not afraid of a good argument. And here is the really crucial part. It's all about how this energy gets expressed. See, when it's underdeveloped, when it's coming from the ego, it just becomes this raw will to power, arrogant, dominating. But when it's guided by a higher purpose, it completely transforms into moral courage, into self-reliance, into the kind of strength that allows you to take responsibility for something that really matters. Okay, next up, let's look at the love type. You can see its symbol here, a circle inside of another circle, and it's all about inclusion, connection, and that relationship between ourselves and everyone else. So the love energy, it's really all about connection. It's very emotionally centered, it's compassionate, and it often comes with this amazing ability to see all sides of a question. People who are strong in this energy, they just thrive in relationships. The flip side, though, is that they might find it kind of hard to be alone, and maybe can be a little too easily influenced by others. And just like with the will type, we see 2 totally different ways this can show up. In its more personal, egocentric form, it can be a possessive kind of love, driven by attachment of fear of loss. But when it's elevated, it becomes this wise, spiritual love, a really deep, loving understanding that's always looking for the best in other people and helps build a real sense of community. All right, our third energy for today is the active practical type. And you can see its symbol here with these flowing lines, which really represents intelligent, dynamic action out in the real material world. This is the energy of doing. This is the get it done type. Think practical, efficient, inventive, just a natural talent for making things happen. People with this energy are usually focused on tangible results, and yeah, they can get a little impatient with abstract ideas or long, deep talks about feelings. Now, on the ego level, this can come out as just pure materialism, that constant busyness, a win at all costs kind of attitude. But its higher expression is just beautiful. It becomes what Asiadoli called disinterested service. It's using those incredible practical skills to actually improve the world for everyone, to build the foundation for a much better future. Okay, so we've got this map of energies. That's great. But the big question is, what do we actually do with it? How do we use this map to genuinely grow and become a more whole person? Well, Assagioli lays out three really clear tasks for us. First is expression. You've got to get to know your dominant energies and learn to use them wisely. The second is control. Don't let those strong energies just run the whole show. You have to correct their excesses. And number three is harmonization. This is where you actively work on cultivating the energies that are a bit less developed in you. And really, the main takeaway here is that this whole journey of self-realization, it's not about becoming the perfect will type or the perfect love type. It's about becoming the conductor of your own inner orchestra. It's about learning to bring all these different energies together into one beautiful, harmonious whole. You see how this just completely shifts the goal of personal growth? Suddenly, it's not about fixing your flaws. It's about engaging in the highest form of creativity there is, the art of living your life. And Assagioli leaves us with this incredible, powerful metaphor. He says that your personality, with all of its unique energies, whether it's like silver or marble or gold, is your raw material. And your job is to become the artist and to shape that material into something truly beautiful that can express your highest self. So the final question this whole map leaves us with, it isn't, so what type are you? It's something much, much bigger than that. It's when you look at the raw material of your own unique energies, what will your masterpiece be?